Welcome back to another episode of the Ratchet Ramblers podcast presented to you by the CSPN. I am one half of your host, Jeremy, aka Black Dante, aka Confucius, aka don't be arguing with people over the internet over a white woman that use nigga, aka it's a Saturday and it's too nice of a day to be arguing on Al Gore's internet, aka y'all are not okay. And with me, as usual, is my co-host.
Oh, it's your girl. It's London's mom, aka Intense Desire, aka Payday coming this week, aka I am a mom, and bitch, I still don't have to wave at your kid if your kid waved at me in the grocery store, and I dare you to walk up on me and tap me about me not waving at your kid. I will lay you out flat on your back, and then your kid is gonna be saying, "Mommy, mommy." Mommy, get up. So play with somebody else. But yeah, we here.
Yes,
It's been
we are. Oh, go ahead.
an interesting week in reality TV. But we have a special guest this week.
That's
We
correct.
have London's dad with us. He don't get no name. London's dad is most appropriate. It's what he's known for. But now introduce yourself.
Do you have my wallet?
Oh yeah. Do you got my wallet?
Nah, what's up, y'all? It's Michael. I just changed my ad name, so I'm not putting my new ad name out there.
Yeah, the Fed's watching. Fed's watching.
Yeah.
But as if you don't know, Mike done made some appearances on the show before in the background, but this is like the first time he like really gonna like full on participate. That's why we recording on this Saturday instead of our usual time at Friday night, because this nigga be working at night and you got to keep getting checks. So we recording this Saturday, with afternoon in my time. So yeah, also Mike is the one that gave us the great gem of Booby was Keisha Cole's house cat, and you know what? He didn't tell a lie.
No, he didn't. That's one of the greatest hot takes that we've ever had in our reality TV podcast in history. Like, it is never not funny. We have actually assigned other people the role of house cat as well. It's so funny. Like, anytime somebody just mooching off somebody on reality TV, we like, damn, you a house cat. Like, Ashley from Black Ink is a house cat now. A pregnant house cat.
Like on the highest of keys.
She actually looks like Heathcliff.
That's what Candace. Okay. We just started the damn show.
Hey, now, this is what I gotta put up with. You see how rude she is?
Nigga, you married to her, I'm friends with her. I don't know. You see why she like this?
I don't know.
Wow.
It's fine. It be your own niggas.
Yeah. It be your own spouse.
It be your own spouse. They may or may not be the show title.
Yeah, that's fire. So let's jump in because
hold on, gotta pay bills right quick.
Huh?
Gotta pay bills right quick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, pay the bills.
But if you, as you could tell, this episode ain't gonna be 1 ounce of shit. But yes, if you thank you for everybody that listens to us, everybody that's been supporting us, everybody that's been interacting with the show page. You can find us, like I said, on our network website, CSPN. Go to cspn.us and click that podcast tab and click on Ratchet Ramblings. It lists all of our episodes thus far and all of our other wonderful shows on the CSPN. We pretty much got something for everybody. We got jokes, sports, politics, wrestling, nerd shit, whatever you need. We got it at the CSPN. If you fuck with us, go to that Keep Our Podcast free tab on our website. Shout with all of our sponsors. It's every purchase that you make with our sponsors through our website, it'll give the head nigga in charge Classic a little bit of the brick so he can keep the lights on and keep all these shows free. So you won't have to listen to me sound like 3 a.m. at Waffle House. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Where the employees so terrible, you gotta go make your own waffle and shit.
Nigga, you saw that?
You like, fuck it,
Hey, that article. Hey, the damn employee was asleep. That motherfucker was like, "Fuck it, I just gonna make my own shit."
I would have made some everything, some of that cheap flank steak,
right.
a salad. I'd have
Yeah.
had all the orange juice refills I wanted. A little sweet
And
tea.
you beat me to it. I was finna say that sweet tea put a little spice on it, like that damn salt mean what the dude just sprinkling the shit. That
Yeah.
Really
would have been me.
I like Waffle House taste when I'm not sober. So
yeah, I've never had Waffle House sober.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's like it's alright, but it's not that great.
It is very much so drunk food, but so we about to dive in. Reality TV been interesting. I feel like I know Mike is a good husband because the only reason he watched most of this shit is because I watch it and it's funny. Like, well, Love and Hip Hop is universally funny for women and men, but like Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine and stuff like that, he kind of just watch it because I watch it. So, you know, get you a man that's gonna indulge your ratchet TV habits. You know, exactly. So let's jump on into let's hit Real Housewives of Atlanta first because
yeah.
Nene and Kenya,
mm-hmm.
they kind of rubbed me the wrong way with this episode. And Nene, Greg got out the hospital or whatever, and Nene decided she was just gonna have a house party, you know, because she'd been stressed and blah blah blah. Cool, whatever. The theme of the party was never forget, and never forget what. London, you mad? What you mad about?
You mad at Nene's nose? That was bad.
Daddy, yeah, she mad at Nene's nose. How you have multiple rhinoplasties and your nose still is on Hazel E levels?
Which is bad. Like you should never. Your nose should never. If your nose ever look even a speck of resemblance to nasal ease, or as Masika called her, Nostradamus, you just got to go home and be a family woman.
Wait, she paid for that nose?
Yeah.
That's terrible. She need to get her money back.
But so the theme of the party was never forget. Never forget what, Nene? What the fuck are you even talking about? And two,
she was petty because what you call it said she never been over there.
Oh, that's right. She said Portia had never been over there, but they got pictures of her at Nene's house. Yeah, that's why she was being petty. But in the invite, she was like, "Bring your favorite gay."
Right, and we
like it was a bottle of wine.
Right. Hey, she was like, "Hey, bring your favorite gay like it's a bottle of a red
What's
wine."
that shit you like? MD 2020.
You know the fuck what, nigga.
Hey, Boone's Farm. Bring your favorite bottle of Boone's Farm. Bring your strawberry. Bring your strawberry bliss.
Nah, when you got to come to your crib with some Mad Dog, you can't let them in.
Nah, hey, on the Lawrence Keys, Mad Dog got some low key fire flavors.
It's like, listen, we not even having the party no more.
Oh yeah, that's somebody show up with some Mad Dog 2020. That's a crime scene.
Listen,
niggas come to murder everybody.
The party over.
Right, you're gonna be on first 48.
We just canceled.
Yeah, so Derek J was at the party and he was like, you know, I had a talk with Nene because I just really did not appreciate her talking about bring your favorite gay, and it came across really weird and like they inhumane, like gay people not humans. You just gather one, you just go pick one up at Walmart and bring it to the party. That's kind of how the shit came across. Like when somebody bring a box of croissants to the Thanksgiving dinner, just go bring your favorite side dish. Like, bitch, what?
Yeah, it's like she was like treating gay men like accessories and shit, and that's something that
yeah, she did try to have like a little gay potluck or some shit.
Yeah,
Mike.
Gay potluck.
Go ahead, Candace. This nigga said a gay potluck.
Hey, man. Like,
London grew up and be a terrorist because of y'all.
She already won. She already a terrorist.
Pick at my face, I pick at your face.
But yeah, and so after that, first of all, Kim Zolciak looks like an umbilical cord that has finally fallen off. I don't care how you feel, what you say. She is fucking ugly, and her wigs have been terrible for over a decade now. Like,
Right.
Kim
Speak
is a
up.
white
Speak
woman.
up. Push power. Push power. Don't lose that thought. I would just like to say, speaking of terrible wigs, that wig that they had Sheree in her confessionals, Lord.
I don't even remember because the only thing I think about Sheree is her ass. Like, that's just always
That is also
way. Like, I never look at nothing beyond her ass.
That's true. That's true.
But I'm not gonna lie, Sheree looks really good to be her age because I do believe she in what, like, her late 40s.
I'll Google
Like
it
the
right
rest
quick.
of the
Hold on.
cast. Sheree looks really good for her age.
I'll Google it right quick. Hold on.
But
47.
she's 47. She's a good looking 47.
Yeah. But continue.
I feel like she and Cynthia are some of the better looking women on the show.
Agreed.
Portia is the youngest, so I don't even discuss her looking good for her age because I feel like Portia is like around our age, her early to maybe middle 30s, because she was much younger than Cordell when she married him. So, but yeah, Kim is the only white woman I know who wigs look like wigs. Like, if your wig don't look like a wig as a white woman, just wear your hair out.
Pretty much. And Portia 36.
Oh, Portia 36. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kim looks.
You know what Kim look like? Kim look like if you put.
You about to say something awful.
Wow.
Because you giggled before you could even get the shit out. Come on with it so I can judge you.
Wow. Okay, that's fine. Cool. But Kim looked like if you put Rachel Dolezal in some Fenty.
Hey, this podcast over. We'll be back next week when Jeremy start acting like he got some goddamn sense. Kim looked terrible, and the part that really pissed me off about the Kim and Kenya argument is that Kenya had every right to dig in Kim's ass until she got to those transphobic comments that she made. Because if you guys watch, like, Kim show up to Nene's party, though she was not invited, but that's another story.
Right.
She came as a plus one. She came as a plus one with Sheree. They start, congratulating Kenya on her marriage and, discussing that. And Kim immediately just starts cutting into Kenya. What husband? He don't exist. He ain't real.
Like at first, because when I watched it live, I had turned away, and I thought Kim had said it like in a confessional. Then I turned back, I was like, no, she said that shit out like in the conversation.
It out loud, like 4 times.
Like 4 or 5 times. They kept trying to act like she wasn't saying it, but like she just literally sitting in the middle of the conversation, like shading and taking digs at this woman that she really don't know. Like Kim, like
that's some weirdo shit.
I feel like Kim is like pressed to solidify these checks again since Croy is not playing football no more.
Right.
Because she just, what husband? He don't exist. Yada yada yada. Like, why do you fucking care?
Right. That was some real weirdo shit.
So next thing you know,
they get into it.
And Kenya go, why you have such a hard on for me? Didn't they should have got rid of it when you had your gender reassignment surgery. Why is that even a dig you want to take at somebody? Like, and not even being funny, but Kim and Kenya got strong facial features without the makeup on. You want to come to mommy? Come on. You sick of being over there with the dad? Yeah.
You ain't bothering me. I don't like neither one of y'all.
We looking looking at you with disdain. But yeah, and then she kept going. Like, even after that comment, she goes, instead of having a hard on for me, go jerk off. Like,
right. Like it was.
like Kim ugly enough where you don't have to make transphobic comments to get her out the paint.
Right. It's like the same thing that the women on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood do to Hazel Lee. Like, she ugly enough and she does enough fucked up shit where you don't have to like make jokes about her being a man, because that's fucked up and it is transphobic and it ain't your. And the thing that was even more fucked up about Kenya is that she got on, so people that were live watching was like, hey, yeah, that's pretty transphobic. And then people, of course, people, were defending her. And then she, I don't know if it was during the show or after the show, but she got on social media and basically
and double down in her wrongness.
Yeah, and double down on her wrongness and do what a lot of people do when they say some stupid shit or some fucked up shit. They only retweeted and amen people that were defending and agreeing with them, and it was people that's in the community that was saying, hey, like, this is fucked up, and being a cisgender woman, like, you outside of the community, you don't get to tell us, like, hey, you don't get to tell us what is or isn't fucked up or what is or isn't transphobic. And like Candace said, like a lot of people, she doubled down and basically, ironically, said some Nene shit and was like, I said what I said.
Yeah, it was really weird. And then like I said, the part that kind of pissed me off and annoyed me was that she ended up getting her digs in by saying that Kim was pimping her daughter out for John Legend tickets. So you really could have started with that. That could have been your high point. You didn't even have to go to the transphobic banter and shit like that. Like, right. You didn't need to be there.
It's enough. Listen, Kim Zolciak has done and said enough fucked up shit for that not to have been your go-to insult.
Correct. Yeah. And so I feel like they both deserve dummy accolades because
yeah.
And then I guess, and the other part that really dug at me with what Kenya did was, you made these comments at an event, at a party or whatever, a kickback, whatever, that had many people from the LGBT community there.
Correct.
Crazy. It's like she didn't even have enough respect.
She didn't even have enough respect for the gay community to make those comments not in their presence.
Right.
But
so it's like I was agreeing. I was just saying the lack of self-awareness was just astounding.
And not only that, but I've said like several times on social media that Black women are very passive aggressive in their homophobia and their transphobia, and they tend to do it like in Nene type ways. Oh, your favorite gay. Oh, treating gay men and gay women like accessories and totes and handbags, or they perpetuate those weird ass hypotheticals. Well, what if you find out that your wife of 5 years couldn't have kids because she was really born a man? What would you do?
The head ass shit.
Yeah, the head ass, oh, y'all be tricking these men type shit. Like, a lot of Black women are phobic in that manner. And to me, it's worse than at times just outright being homophobic, transphobic, because you try to do it under the guise of, oh, I'm just looking out, or I mean, I like gay people. I got a gay friend who give me shoes, like that type of shit. It's like, oh, I like Black people. I let my kids drink chocolate milk.
Right. Yeah, it's like you say, it's passive aggressive phobia and phobic shit, and it I'm glad people call it out because as we talk about often, like gay and trans brothers and sisters are people, and they not like accessories and like things for you to play with, and their lives are not things for you to play with like it's a cheap ass purse at Marshalls or some shit. And like we really need to cut that shit out. And I was glad that people called it out. But you know, Kenya and Nene, and then even Nene did the classic shit where she was like, well, why would I even? Because I think somebody was it Derek J? I think it was Derek J. He was like, you know, I have some reservations about this because it does feel like you kind of treating gay people as like accessories, and it's kind of offensive. She was like, why would I even do that? Why would I even think to be offensive to the gay community? Like, come on, guys. It's like, well, no, ain't no come on. Like you do, you
You
doing
just
this
did it.
right. It's like, what
Yeah.
you doing? Are you okay? No, the fuck you not.
No, it was really strange.
It was like our last episode last week. Truly trash.
Yeah, what was you about to say?
No, I was just about to say, to touch on what I was just saying, is they a lot of like women and stuff like that use gay as like an insult all the time though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you see it, but they definitely do it to men all the time.
Oh,
and
it
like
is.
being gay is like an insult. Oh, you gay, or you must be gay. You know what I mean? Like using it in that way.
Yeah, they do it. That's
it's
one of the
weird
things.
to see. It's weird to see her do that to a woman in that sense, I guess.
Yeah, like to use like transphobia in terms of, well,
Yeah.
okay, I don't like you, so look at you.
You must be a
You
man.
you must be
whatever.
a man.
Yeah.
Because we see that a lot on Twitter, and it's something that I've stopped doing. And when men have trash takes on women, like the first recourse is, oh, these niggas don't like women, they like men. That's why they saying this. You can't you must like men then. If you don't like ABCD about a woman, or your opinion is ABCD about a woman and I don't like it, then you must like men. And that's weird to me because a lot of gay men are kinder and nicer to women than straight men. So when you be like, oh, these niggas don't like women, they like men. And I'm like, no, even men who like men tend to be kind to women.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I'm saying like it's good to bring up how homophobic a lot of cisgendered cis hetero black women are, because I don't know if they know they do it, but they do it. And it's yucky, and we saw it like up close and personal on Housewives of Atlanta last week.
Yeah. And just to touch on what Mike was saying, like I agree. And then that's what was so weird about it, because it was like Kenya was using like like let if Ken was trans, it was like she was using being trans as an insult. Like, well, what's wrong with being trans? Like, why are you using that? Why is somebody being trans an insult that you would use at somebody if they're trans or if they're not? Like, it was just really trash.
Yeah, and I was like, when Kenya said it, I was like, have you seen your own feet, Kenya? Like, hey, Kenya got some of the ugliest feet you gonna ever see in your life. Do you remember last season when they showed Kenya feet?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kenya looked like she been river dancing in hot concrete.
Hey, Kenya feet look like Charizard feet, and that's where we're gonna leave it.
Kenya definitely do got some Shaq-esque type feet.
Right.
Like,
Correct.
she definitely, the toes is like this with the bunion on the side and some corns on the baby toes.
She looked like she was playing basketball for 20 years.
Yes, Kenya definitely does look like she has been a world-class athlete for 20 years. She definitely has Venus and Serena Williams type feet, but has never won a Wimbledon.
She didn't even make it past the preliminary.
She's never won a U.S. Open. Nothing.
I think that was pretty much it for Real Housewives.
It for me. Let's shoot the love and hip hop, because I feel like Mona is playing fucking games with us.
She really is.
This shit is slow. The shit dry. The shit is Useless.
We have good episodes every like one every like 4.
I'm trying to. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's just get to the first off. What the fuck do Mariah Lynn even be talking about?
Not a goddamn thing.
Okay, we done there. Why is DJ Self still not found anybody with an inkling of talent yet? Like, I know whether he says something or not, DJ Self kicks himself and he has to punch himself in the dick every time Cardi gets another accomplishment because he would not spend one of Cardi records to save his life when he and Cardi first showed up on Love and Hip Hop.
I bet he playing all them shits now.
I wonder how many times a day DJ Self is playing Bodak Yellow or Motorsport or any other song because this nigga had rather play I'm a Hoe than spend some of Cardi B's music when she was trying to get him to break her music.
That's wild. That's wild.
That nigga told her she wanted handouts. She wanted freebies. She didn't want to do the work. She was just being lazy. She was all this other shit. And Cardi has 2 Grammy nominations.
Everything that he said Cardi isn't is what Mariah Lynn is. And look what Mariah Lynn is and look what Cardi is.
Yeah.
That should tell you all you need to know about what kind of manager, quote unquote, DJ Self is.
That Dream Doll chick is not nice at music either.
No, she's cuter than Mariah Lynn.
That's really
yeah, that don't take much.
That's not hard at all.
Mariah Lynn, let me just say Dream Doll looked really good in that lavender wig. I like that stuck out to me because I said something to Mike. I was like, this wig is really fire on her. Like it was really cute when Safari was like, yo, like you need to stay out of drama. Don't nobody want to work with a chick that's always in drama. And he would know better than anybody because he worked with Nicki before Nicki was always in some shit.
Right.
So he was like, yo, this not the way to get on and get what you after. And so shout out to Safari for having common sense.
Yeah. Speaking of playing, Mona need to really stop bullshitting. And you know what? It ain't even got to be Mona, but somebody give Safari his own damn spinoff show. Please.
He deserved one. He deserved a dating show. Because that's all Safari looking for is love. Because I every now and then watch that one show he's on with Redman where they trying to win money for charity. Yeah. And even then he was trying to get on with Erica Mena. So Safari just wants some love. He just want a girlfriend.
Yeah, LL Cool J song.
He Jamaican?
He Jamaican. He was cuddling with New York. He was cuddling with New York, trying to take a shower with Erica Mena. He trying to fall in love with Dream Doll on Love and Hip Hop. Safari needs a dating show. And I'm not gonna rest until he gets his dating show.
He deserves it.
He deserves it. He does. But so off that, let's go ahead and discuss
Love in the Safari.
Yeah. Love in the jungle. Jungle love.
For the love of Safari.
Exactly.
But so what do you want to do? Can we are we
ready to go to Juju, Yandy, Bianca, and Jonathan?
Hey, let me just say Yandy a piece of shit.
Correct.
Yes. Yes. We have been consistent on that point and you will get no argument.
You will get no pushback on that from us. So
didn't East girl do something this? Well, it don't matter. Shit, fuck it. Let's go. Fuck it.
I started out liking Jonathan until we got to last episode, and then I was disgusted by Jonathan because
I think I think who Yeah, because you had Black Ink this week. I had Love and Hip Hop. I tweeted from the show page. We were hoping that Jonathan wouldn't be another Zell, but then lo and behold, he is Zell but attractive.
I think he's worse than Zell because he's not black.
Yeah.
And so, no, Jonathan is like Hispanic, right? Or
Look like
or Latino, or I'm not I'm not sure, but he's not black because him
Okay.
and he's Mexican because he and Anais have been friends, and she's from Mexico, and they came up together because
Okay.
Anais won like Mexican American Idol. Remember I said that last week, and that's
Yeah.
how she and Jonathan that's how Jonathan came up. He was her makeup artist after she had won Mexican American Idol.
Okay.
American
Yes,
Idol?
apparently Anais can really sing her ass off, but her antics and her attitude have kind of dimmed her light.
How long ago did she win this Mexican? Like 10 years ago or something?
I don't know, but the fact remains that
I can Google it.
American Idol is one of the few shows that is not letting you make it if you can't sing, because we've seen a lot of talent come from shows like The Voice and American Idol and stuff like that.
Mexican American Idol might be different.
No, it's not, because even like The Voice UK turns out a lot of talent. So these spinoff shows are typically run by the parent show and the parent creator. So apparently Anais can sing, and maybe next week I will have Googled something she's done.
2015. I mean, not 2015. 2005 is when she won that award.
Yeah.
So it was over 10 years
So
ago.
it was 10 years ago. But still she has to have some type of palatable talent to have won. But her attitude, according to blogs and stuff I've read, have really held her back. And,
it makes sense.
So,
that makes sense.
But so Jonathan is Mexican, and I always take issue with non-black people bullying black people. Like it will never not rub me the wrong way, because we don't see it in reverse. As much as people try to paint this picture that black people could be racist and black people could be that, very, very little on these type of shows do you see black people being anti-Mexican or anti this or anti that. We fight amongst ourselves, if I could be completely honest. Black people fight amongst themselves. We drag each other. We don't make it a business of dragging other non-black people until they start with us. So Jonathan and saying he was told Bianca was talking shit about Yandy and this, that, and the third. One thing I find that hard to believe, because Bianca has made she has not kept a secret that if she got a problem with you, she gonna bring it directly to your doorstep.
Yeah.
So
I think what pissed me off about it is that if you, I guess what pissed me off about it was that Jonathan's reason was basically like, I heard that someone said they heard that you were talking shit. Like, nigga, either come with some receipts or come correct, or you can say that shit. Like, don't come to me like, I heard somebody had said through the grapevine that they might have read on the blog in a confined cave somewhere in Afghanistan that someone was talking shit about you. No, nigga, like get the source.
My thing is like,
it was
like
weird. Mad, like the word, it was just like some whack shit. Like, how you gonna say, okay, somebody I know, I got a credible source that says this is true, but I can't divulge that information.
Right, like, what is this, a Men in Black? Like, what going on?
Exactly. Like if your credible source doesn't want it to be known that they know this information, don't say nothing, period.
Yeah.
Because it make everybody involved look like a coward.
Right.
And so, and then the way Yandy and Juju handled it, I felt it was on some traitor type shit, if you ask me. And I understand, like, everybody was like, no, Bianca shouldn't have reacted that way. She should have calmed down. That's easy to say when when it's not somebody that's trying to not only mess with your friendships, but mess with your business and your money. Yandy is somebody that Bianca has always been able to go to for career advice. They've worked together. They've done business together. So not only are you fucking with my friendship, you trying to fuck my money off. You trying to take a real good connection I got in the industry. Because because Yandy said her and Bianca haven't been like working together on projects, but I'm pretty sure Bianca has been able to go to Yandy like, do you know how I could go about doing ABC? Or do you know ABC? Or is this somebody that I could work with that's credible? Like, so even if she's not managing her, I'm pretty sure Bianca has been able to go to Yandy and like, so is John Smith a credible person in the industry? And Yandy would be like, I heard that he do such and such and so, probably shouldn't fuck with him. Like, that's a valuable asset to have in your back pocket when you need it.
I feel like she stopped like really managing her or messing with her because of what he told her.
Yeah.
That wasn't said in the show whether or not that was true or not, but that's how it comes off. Because when we left them last season,
they was in Mexico working together.
Yeah, they was working together. So now all of a sudden they just not working together. So I feel like it's because of what he said that why she's not hands-on managing her anymore.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely do.
Yeah. Because to y'all point, I do think it's like convenient timing. But I will say, like, this is the thing that kind of pissed me off about the whole thing and what Jonathan did, because what Juju said to Bianca afterwards wasn't a lie. Like, she do always be in some shit. But to y'all point, that didn't stop Yandy from working with her before, because Bianca always been in some shit. Yandy still was working. So I do think it was like Juju didn't lie, but they also looked funny in the light because it wasn't until this season, and then Jonathan pop up that they kind of distanced themselves, you know. So it's like, yeah, Juju, you're right, but you and Yandy still looking funny in the light.
Yeah, very funny in the light, and not even being funny, but even the shit with Bree, that's also not Bianca's doing. Like, Bree keeps fucking with Bianca.
Yeah, Bree the broke.
Bree the broke keeps fucking with Bianca, and the crazy part is nobody wants to admit it. Like, they always, and that's because they know Bianca the one with the hands. I feel like they know Bianca the one that could do the most damage. Bree is all talk.
Yeah.
Bree is all talk. So the person that's all talk, you never trying to talk them down off the ledge. The person that you know gonna knock your head off, you want them to be cool.
Right.
And it's always will Bianca like chill, let it go, this, that, and the third. And Bianca she was like, I did try to chill. When Rich was like, just squash the shit, I tried to chill. She like, no sooner do I agree to chill, the bitch walk over like, oh, hey, Bianca, you still trying to be me?
Well, she was salty she got jumped. So not like defending her or nothing, but if you get jumped, every time you see that person, you gonna have some type of feeling.
Yeah, but ain't the reason that she got jumped is because Bree initiated trying to get her jump first? If I'm not mistaken, Bree initiated the beef they got, period. That's all Bree doing. And so Bianca said, like, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
Didn't Jacquees say they all used to be cool?
They all used to be cool. Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, Bree initiated anything leading up to violence with Bianca, and Bianca just one-ups her. Like, okay, did what you doing? Then, bitch, all right.
Yeah, like that first episode when they was in the club with Rich, like Bree was Bianca was over there just watching, and Bree was doing all this talking and yakking, and then And then Bianca just saw her open and just threw her shoe at her and was finna come over there. If not for that one security guard.
Right.
But,
Yep. So
but
yeah, I feel like Yandy and Juju was real shady towards Bianca. Cause again, like if you gonna have an issue with somebody, be 100% about it. So hey, I was told that you said I was ABCD around Alexis, and so like if you gonna cut somebody off, give them everything about why you cutting them off. I don't fuck with you no more because you told Alexis that I ain't shit and I'm always doing some dumb shit. Cool, I did say it, and if you want to cut me off about it, okay, cool. But like this whole, like you said, I was told that a credible source from Antarctica said that while y'all was in the igloo, you said that I did ABCD and blah. Like, bitch, what? Like,
I was told by the AppleCare in an encrypted message that is protected by copyright that I had heard that someone said, like, what?
But I had that, and then I had to use the fingerprint scan and then the face scan to get to the message, and then I had to enter my Apple ID, and that's how I had found out that you had said that shit about me that was told to me by somebody that I can't tell you who said it. Nigga, what?
Right.
Hey, get the complete fuck out of here, please.
Like I have to use it. It is see what it is that the encrypted message is protected by Asgard, and I have to use the Infinity Gauntlet to unlock the code to find out that he said what I said, what I thought I heard, what I said before. Like, boy, what?
So yeah, somebody told me they don't want me to tell you because they mining dragon glass, but they said that you said that we had said that, man, fuck you. Okay?
And then he said, and then I said,
with little finger dick, like get out of here.
But then he said, but then I said, but we strong then.
Yeah, the shit was weird. It was weird, but it was too much for people that's much older than Bianca. That's what I will say. Like the whole situation was immature. And I feel like Yandy copped out. Like, I don't care what was said. Bianca, like, if you don't care what was said, why we even bringing it up? Why we even here? Now all of a sudden, it don't make no difference to you. It got to make a difference because we having a whole fucking sit down in a meeting about some shit that now you claiming you don't give a fuck if it's true or not.
That's because Bianca was ready to throw hands. That's why.
Yeah.
Now it don't matter. All right, now you just got to calm down now. Listen, we don't even care what you said. Just relax.
Pretty much.
I will give Jonathan this over Zell. He did apologize because I feel Zell wouldn't apologize for shit.
He wouldn't. I don't know. He wouldn't have had to apologize if he would have minded his fucking business.
That's true.
He only apologized after he realized Bianca was about to put hands and feet on him. Again, people always want the person that they know will bring it to their doorstep to calm down. Okay, girl, don't be upset. I didn't mean to make you upset. If Bianca would have reacted calmly and coolly, that nigga would have doubled down in the shit he was doing. But once he realized that Bianca was gonna bring it to his conch, he ain't had nothing to say. Nigga over there looking like a 5 heartbeat.
Hey, look! Hey, you know what he was? That his conch reminded me of. Remember, in the Temptations movie, the one that they kicked out at the beginning of the movie.
Yep, that nigga had the Frankie Lyman conch. Like, nigga, get out of here! Like, don't shoo. Yeah, the shit was strange.
Oh, they're looking like blue.
Exactly. I was like, yo, you not like you about to be a whole weirdo about this. And so on the previews next week, Yandy is telling Bianca that she can't work with her no more and this, that, and the third. And to be honest, I think Bianca should see it as a positive because Yandy haven't helped build nobody's career since Jim Jones.
The only thing Yandy has built
she ain't even really had no strong hand in that.
Correct. The only thing Yandy has built is an assortment of bundles, and that's about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you like, I don't know why you want Yandy being your manager when Chrissy was about to put hands and feet on her.
Right. Never forget.
Never forget.
Never
And
forget.
she couldn't even protect Kim Bella from getting the snot beat out of her by Yandy, by Chrissy. So
Chrissy. Yeah.
yeah, like let's
Let's not.
yeah. That's really all that I got for love and hip hop, boy. It's time.
Oh, you're not gonna talk about Richard and Anais?
No, I'm not.
No, because we're not gonna discuss meerkat sex on this podcast.
Yeah, we definitely not.
That is see
Made
you
my
upset of London, Mike. See what you're doing.
upset London. She don't want to talk about two
She don't pay no
meerkats.
bills. She could be upset all she
don't.
wants.
She don't want to talk about. This shit remind me of Lion King 1.5. Remember when Timon got a girlfriend?
Hey, Rich kind of do look like Timon.
Yes, and Anais looked like Timon's girlfriend from Lion King 1.5.
You can't unsee it now.
We cannot unsee it.
It is there.
I am really weirded out by how little discretion Anais has used on this show. Like I hope that her husband is in on this and was like, yo, wild out so we could get this check. Because if not, I am mortified by how disgustingly this married woman is acting, because she low-key is giving me female Peter Gunn vibes. Like just whole ass married and is carrying on whole other relationships while the cameras is rolling.
Yeah. I mean, her husband was in the Trojan War, so and the nigga probably on Trump care, so he's like, look, just go on this show and wild out so we can get this check to pay for my medical bills.
Mike was saying, where's Peter Gunz? Peter Gunz is on Marriage Boot Camp, so I think maybe his contract with VH1 maybe had a clause or something that said he couldn't be filming multiple shows at the same time for different networks. Because maybe that's it. Because I know Marriage Boot Camp is on WeTV, and if you recall, growing up hip hop Atlanta, Deb Atney is on that, and then we didn't see, like, she is on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but they don't air at the same time.
Yeah.
So maybe because Marriage Boot Camp and Love and Hip Hop New York is airing at the same time, he wasn't able to film for Love and Hip Hop New York. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, and then we only saw Deb for like what, 1-2 episodes, if that.
Yeah, we just saw when she was trying to get all the crackhead mamas together for Mom's Day.
Right. All the problematic mamas.
All the recovering drug addict mamas.
Right. Thug Mistress's mamas. Thug Mistress Retreat.
Hey, get the fuck. Hey.
Too far? Okay, cool.
Nigga said a Thug Mistress Retreat. Hey, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hey, that is fucking hilarious. A Thug Mistress Retreat. That shit sound like the title for a hood novel.
And straight to DVD.
Yo.
Go find that shit in the bin at Walmart.
Hey, go get
that
on.
That shit sound like it was fun, but it was dangerous at the same time.
Yeah,
right.
That shit sound like they was doing crack, selling pussy, and loading their guns up.
Like you're gonna have a shootout like in Harlem Nights in the first 5 minutes.
Of the mask on.
Really, London?
Okay. But yeah, so we gone. I think that's it for Love and Hip Hop. I really do. So I guess we can get to the. Do you want to get to the real MVP, or you want to get married to Medicine out the way?
Let's cover Married to Medicine right quick, because I really just want to talk about Quad and her husband.
Yeah.
Dr. Eugene is a dickhole. Okay.
That's correct.
Dr. Eugene is a dickhole. He had some really ugly, sloppy hot takes on marriage and cheating, and he basically sounded like an old dirty pastor. Not an old dirty bastard, but an old dirty pastor. Nah, Mace not even that bad. The nigga said so. This Dr. Jackie and Curtis shit has really shaken the cast to their core because every episode they is talking about cheating now.
Yeah, it's like watching Twitter on TV because Twitter talk about cheating like every 2 hours.
Every 2 minutes, every 20 minutes.
Right.
And he goes, Dr. Eugene goes, not Dr. Eugene. What's her husband's name? Dr. Eugene is Toya's husband. Dr. Greg.
Hold on, let me look up the cast right quick. Hold on.
It's Greg because she called him Dr. G.
Okay, Greg. Okay.
So Greg goes.
That might be for something else though.
Nah. she called. Right. So Greg goes. Yeah, you gotta ignore Mike. Nigga's a brilliant dummy. Dr. Greg goes, well, I'm not saying cheating okay, but if a woman is not fulfilling her husband like she's supposed to, the Bible says he could get his needs met elsewhere.
Where say that in the Bible?
It don't.
that nigga must.
That nigga got a version that ain't out yet.
He got the New Testament.
He got the super New Testament.
That nigga got
he got the social media testament.
That nigga reading from the book of Nevadius.
That nigga reading from the future.
Right.
But what Bible is this? This must be the Twitter Bible.
What's funny about that is like when you say I'm not saying cheating okay, but
it's okay if
right.
It's like everything you said before black don't matter now.
Right.
The shit was he like if a woman not meeting her husband needs, then the Bible say he could get his needs met how he need to get his needs met. I ain't never seen that in the Bible. And we as regular old black folk who grew up in the goddamn church. I ain't never.
Somebody gotta find that verse for me.
Nah, because that verse gonna get you slapped. You don't need that verse. That verse gonna cause some domestic violence in here.
First of all, I'm fine in my marriage. Secondly, I'm saying
you don't need that verse.
If he say it's in there,
it
just
ain't
want to
in
see
there.
If it's in there for real.
It's not in there. It's not there. Ain't no verse. Fucking around with me. Ain't no more Bible. The Bible canceled.
The Bible canceled. First of all, you can't cancel the Bible.
The Bible canceled. Because Dr. G said the Bible said you could cheat. The Bible canceled. We off religion. We on spirituality now. I'm just a very spiritual person.
I'm just very spiritual.
Hey, we on the crystal gems right now.
Church in like a year.
Yeah.
I'm spiritual.
We off that. But yeah. So so I do like Quad. I feel like even though she you don't see it much, Quad has some hustle about her. And she always have since I've been watching Married to Medicine. She's in the process of trying to formulate recipes to put out her own cookbook. And Quad likes to cook. Like that's something I've seen from her since I started watching Married to Medicine. She's a hell of a cook. The girl can burn. So Correct. She's trying to put out a cookbook, and so she cooks, and she they have dinner, and she asks, Greg his opinion on the food and stuff. And he is just really rude all of the time.
Yeah.
He you had to use so much cayenne pepper in this Chilean sea bass. Nigga, shut the fuck up. She
right.
made
it's why you
she made a lemon and herb risotto, and he was I mean, I guess it's all right. Like, nigga, I ain't never made nobody no risotto, and I'm not. If that's gonna be the reception to it,
Right.
if I fuck around and make you some risotto in this fucking house, you better like turn up, like, whoo! Look at my baby in here making risottos. Look at you, Gordon Ramsay. I see you, baby Bobby Flay. Look at you, look, Emerald Lagasse. You gotta say it wrong. It's Lagasse, but like you better fucking hype me up if I'm in here making shit like risotto, because I'm a regular nigga. I'm about to throw some white rice in the pot. And that's
it. Hey, gas me.
Gas me. You better compare me to a whole bunch of great cooks. I see you in here, little melanin Rachel Ray. You know, you better. Yeah, little melanin. See, look at my little baby like a Rachel Ray, but with melanin. And she like, you better turn up me if I start making risotto. Because everybody know I'm on some Uncle Ben's 10-minute rice type shit. I mean that from my soul.
Candace, I swear I love you. I swear. Hey.
You better hype me up. I'm in here making special meals because I'm everyday black. I'm the type of black that makes some pork chops, some white rice, and some broccoli.
And call it a day.
And call it a night. So the fact that this woman is making this man Chilean sea bass with lemon herb risotto.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know. I've never had Chilean sea bass.
I ain't like, even know that.
I'm an everyday nigga. I eat perch.
Right?
Catfish nugget. Whiting. Yeah.
Right.
That's about the extent of my fish knowledge.
That's really it.
Right, she Quad up here making this nigga some shit that don't nobody know, and this nigga talking about.
She making this nigga shit that they serve at Bonefish Grill. I made Chilean sea bass with lemon herb risotto and a lemon and caper butter sauce.
Listen, with all the details, this nigga just go.
Place? Is that like a place?
I have no idea. I'm from Cleveland.
Cleveland sea bass.
Ain't no Cleveland sea bass. A Clevelandian sea bass.
Cleveland.
Hey.
Oh shit! Hey.
Matt, where that's at?
Now you gotta say it. You gotta combine
Chilean.
Chilean.
Chilean. I know it's with a C, but I'm saying it with a SH.
It's Chilean sea bass. This shit is delectable.
That sounds like a language of the old forest from Game of Thrones.
Chilean.
Chilean.
Yes.
Chilean
steel sword.
Hey man, yeah, that.
Yeah, her husband a whole ass idiot. And also, first of all, I don't like this nigga. I don't like Dr. G or whatever the fuck. I don't like the nigga because he sounds like if Terrence Howard was a kid and played fucking Digimon. Like the nigga has like he a grown ass man and got a voice like the nigga get in trouble for trading Pokemon cards in like 5th grade and shit. Like for you too damn grown to have these kind of damn hot takes and then also sound like that. Like you gotta have one of the two. Like you can't have both. And then the second thing is, I really feel like, and Quad brought it up, like I really feel like he uses his money to like flaunt, and like he see Quad as more of like a child instead of like his wife and a partner and shit, and I don't like that shit.
Yeah, that shit annoying to me, especially because maybe last week's episode or one of the weeks where she went to see Dr. Simone and she was crying, talking about, you know, how Greg be acting. But she was like, I write him checks to help pay the mortgage. I don't depend on him to take care of me. I'm making my own money and he never wants to take it. And so to me, that says that no matter what, he is looking to control her. He's not looking for a partner. He's looking for, like you said, a puppy and a kid.
Right.
Because if I tell you, yo, I want to kick in on the bills and you like, no, And then when we get in an argument, it's well, I've been taking care of you.
Hey,
That's
Candace, you ain't got to never worry about that.
Nah, that's not what we finna do.
You can write me a check right now.
Nah, you gonna deposit it in your account, and I got your wallet, so I'm just taking my money right back. Oh shit! Yeah, I'll write you a check.
You can write me a check right now.
Deposit it right now, and watch if I withdraw my money by Monday.
You got me fucked up. I'm cashing that bitch.
Nah. Deposit it in your account so I can get my money right back.
Hey, Mike thought he was just gonna slide that in there.
Yeah, he thought he was just gonna slide
listen, it was worth a shot. I had to. You got to take him when you see him.
He dead ass forgot that I got his debit card. Cool, deposit check that I write you. When you so bossed up, you write yourself checks.
Hey, Mike just thought he was just gonna casually just switch like, oh, just nothing. Let me try to write you a check.
Yeah, he said you can write me a check, yes, so I can take my money right back out our account. Like,
right now, I ain't never gonna turn down no money.
You don't have to, because it's still gonna be our money.
Oh shit!
Stop.
Mike, you stupid.
I check to pay for the mortgage for a whole year. That mortgage would have been fucking paid, and I went.
Hey, Quan, the nigga dead ass was like, look, Quan wrote the nigga a check to pay the mortgage. This nigga like, nah, nigga, what? What?
And if I paid the mortgage, I would have at least bought me something.
Right, like
you a hood nigga. There's so much Nike Tech fleece in his goddamn house.
Where you would have been like, you ain't even pay the mortgage, did you?
Nah, that shit crazy. And like again, like if that's the type of woman you want, then you should have went and got that. And I'm not even being funny when I say this, but like Quad always had some hustle because according to the cast, shit, Dr. G took Quad out the strip club. So it ain't like she don't know how to get to the money.
I'm not even surprised though, because the nigga like 70, so his views don't like.
Yeah, his views don't align with her because she's definitely much younger than him, which is practically why they have so much animosity about the baby situation, because she's not ready to have no baby and he like 70 and he ready to have a baby. And she like, I'm good. And I understand why, because if this how you gonna act before I have a baby, I can't imagine how like ridiculous he would get when he taking care of her and a baby.
Yeah, and he's just using money to like control her. It's like he's scared she might leave or some shit. That's how niggas do. When they don't, when they're not securing themselves and stuff like that, they try to keep something over a woman's head to try to keep her around and shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Cause he, like even, but the crazy part is Quad love that old ugly ass nigga. Like the nigga opened the practice, didn't have shit he needed for the practice, and she came through, picked carpet, picked paint, picked furniture, picked receptionist desk, did the blinds, got the plants, all of that. Like, and did not charge him a single fee. That nigga would have got an invoice from me. You start a business and I have to help you get your business together, you will be getting an invoice. I'm going to put it under your pillow.
Don't we own the business though? You're not just going to take some of the profit?
No, I'm going to send you an invoice like a real boss. Get the invoice. I'm going to be like, hey babe, I left the invoice on top of your laundry. I'm leaving like a mint on a pillow at a good hotel. Enjoy that. Would it do that?
Yeah, but he is Dr. G is a whole ass old ass weirdo. You know what? I guess it's just gonna be a theme on these shows this week. I mean, well, not this week, but as long as we covering this podcast of cast members and these people's kids, gathering them, cause Dr. Heavenly Daughter, hey, Dr. Heavenly Daughter just was like, Mom, you might be a weirdo. Hey.
Oh yeah, her daughter gathered her every episode.
Every episode. And then Dr. Heavenly be like, I don't know where this child get it from. You. She get it from you.
Pretty much. Yeah. So I think that was all I had like that. I know they went to New Orleans or whatever, but I just really don't want to discuss Dr. Heavenly and Toya arguing about who's the messiest because they both messy.
Pretty much. It's the
And the shit
Spider-Man
was
pointing at Spider.
it definitely was the Spider-Man meme pointing at the Spider-Man meme, but with a Jordan cry face on it.
Right. Correct.
With the yellow tears.
Right. Correct.
The olive oil tears streaming down your face.
That's enough.
I know Michael Jordan cried olive oil.
Candace.
That nigga be out here crying canola.
Candace.
Hello. It's me. But so let's move on to the theater.
Theater.
Woo! Some
Correct.
of the shit that's happening on Black Ink this season deserved a Ric Flair woo.
Correct. Black Ink Chicago really has been the MVP.
Black Ink, I was telling Mike, because I thought this was gonna be the last episode, but this is what makes me believe that Ryan really did have that heart attack, because these shows never run together. Because Black Ink New York premieres next week.
Yeah.
So I really do believe Ryan had a heart attack and they stopped filming for his recovery, because there's no way that we would normally see the Black Inks running together.
Yeah. Speaking of the other Black Ink, Caesar still look musty.
Caesar still is missing a side tooth. And it is time. You have opened up 5 mediocre tattoo shops. Somewhere in that, it should be some dental care.
Correct. Maybe he got Trump care. I don't know, but something got to give.
Anything.
He ain't even. His lips still ashy. I don't know how you going in to fix his teeth.
Well, you know what, Mike? That's a good point.
He really do need some Carmex, but. So, okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Charmaine definitely looked musty enough to propose to a nigga. She looked like the type.
Hey,
Charmaine musty. I'm not surprised she proposed to Neek, and I'm not surprised that she's so annoying that this nigga is ready to run off to Africa for 6 months and design toilets. I don't even know if he's designing toilets, but we just gonna say he designing toilets.
Right, we just gonna run with it. First of all, as messy as she is as well, but I do appreciate that Danielle is almost never here for Charmaine shit. She is at least a confessional. She forever, wherever Charmaine is doing some head ass shit, Danielle is forever like, bitch, what are you doing? It never fucking fails.
I don't even know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think Danielle just be hating because Terrence ain't proposed to her yet. So she don't want nobody to be proposed until Terrence proposed to her.
You know what? That's a good point. That is a good point. I forgot about that. First of all, I forgot Terrence was still with us.
He showed up in Cabo, spreading his arms like he was about to down the cross.
Right. And until that point, I didn't know he was still with us until that point.
He shouldn't be.
Correct.
Yeah.
But
definitely
Charmaine is such a, you know what, Charmaine really a pick me. She really is. Like the nigga, hey, Nick told her I'm finna go to work, and Charmaine was like, I got to keep my man here. I got to propose to this nigga. Girl, what? And then what? Huh? What?
Like, oh, hey, I don't know if that's because you mad Southern, but he said, I got to propose. I got to keep my mans.
That's how she sounded, though.
Mike.
Hey, listen, I love my fellow Midwesterners in Chicago, but they do sound very Southern at times. People from Chicago sound very Southern, which doesn't surprise me considering it's like proximity to like St. Louis and stuff like that. But she definitely was on some Gone with the Wind pick me shit.
Yeah, it was. It was like she was a character in you know what? She was Kimberly Elise's character in Why Did I Get Married in the beginning.
Hey, yeah. Speaking of, if it's one Tyler Perry movie that I do like, it's that joint with Diary of a Mad Black Woman after the crackhead go to rehab for 24 hours and then come blow out the solo at the church.
Yes.
That
Yes.
shit fire as fuck. And I don't
That's the
care
movie
how
I meant.
you feel about
I don't know why I say
it.
why
That's
not.
like one of the few Tyler Perry movies that I really do like. And it's basically because of that part, like the temerity it takes to go through rehab for 24 hours and sweat out all the crack you've been doing. And then go to the church, 15 years worth of crack, and then go to the church and just murder the solo.
Yes. That's the movie I meant. It was Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I don't know why I said why I get married. But yeah.
Yeah. Gotta give Dave Chappelle y'all. Yeah.
Mike, get your wife.
All jokes aside, crackhead's mad talented, but that's another story.
Every crackhead that I ever knew had a future until they got on crack. Like they was like, and the shit remind me of how they talk about like really creative people always are really easily prone to addiction or like
Some kind
they
of substance.
some type of substance abuse or some type of mental illness. Like it's almost like to be amazingly talented has the downfall of being prone to like addiction of some type. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I had a cousin. She was in medical school and then she started doing crack. And then she just was a crackhead the rest of her life. And then she got clean when she was like 50. But by then she had been on crack so long, she was just a shell of herself. But she was really pretty.
It's crazy. It's crazy what drugs and stuff like that have done to our community. But that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, so Charmaine proposed to the nigga at the lingerie party.
And sloppy led. First of all, public proposals are usually a bad idea, but they damn sure probably a bad idea at a goddamn lingerie party.
Were you sloppy drunk?
Correct. I mean, Charmaine always sloppy drunk, but that's but yeah.
Charmaine always sloppy.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Always slop.
Yeah.
They'll keep dropping off syllables till it's more disrespectful, huh?
Yeah, Charmaine is just slop. But yeah, so go ahead, Jeremy. She proposes at a lingerie party while sloppy drunk.
Right. To a nigga that's so, you know what the other thing is? Neek is just so nonchalant. Like, he dead ass remind me of like a nigga that really don't like his woman or his girlfriend or whatever. He just like fucking her.
The nigga is going to Africa for 6 or more months.
Yes.
That is a nigga that wants to be in a relationship, but don't want to be in a relationship.
Right. And then didn't even tell her. Just was like, oh, hey, so yeah, I'm gonna be going to Africa, and you just got to deal with it, nigga.
You take care now. Said, I'll send you a postcard. Take care.
Right, right. Like he Drake or some shit. Take care. If you're reading this, it's too late. I'm already in Africa.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's how you might know you might not. He really might not
want to be with her.
Might not want to be with her no more.
Because that's a conversation they should have had the minute he started thinking about it. Because the minute when I started applying for jobs, when I applied for this job here in Denver, like I told Mike immediately, I was like, if I get the job, like what we gonna do? And he was like, move to Denver, like. But he knew beforehand. I didn't just spring it on him.
Yeah, but the thing is this though, as well. It's like he knows Charmaine a hoe. How you gonna leave her for 6 months?
Okay, really?
I'm just.
She probably is gonna start fucking Don again while he in Africa.
Right, and we already know Don done cheated on Ashley already. So
if he really cared, he'd be like, "Hey, listen, you got to come to Africa with me. It's not."
Hey, instead of coming to America to be coming to Africa.
Yeah, so that was a thing, and then And then like Ashley, not Ashley,
Cat Guns McGee.
Yeah, Kat and Danielle trying to like make it less awkward and made it more awkward. Like
Right.
this, how you know that they not good friends? Because they thought they was doing something, and the shit just got increasingly more awkward.
Right. Like Cat was like Nick a real nigga because if he was going back to something that Mike touched on earlier when we was talking about the mother two child. I can't remember that name right now, but fuck it. Like Cat was like, well, you ain't, we know that Nick is a real nigga. And he ain't no bitch ass nigga because he ain't accepting all this and that. And it's like you don't have to do that kind of performative shit and be extra to be like, well, a woman proposing to Nick might not be his thing. Like you ain't got to go extra with that shit. You like Candace said, you made it more awkward than it was and trying to like save the situation and shit.
Yeah, it was creepy. And so, okay. I wanna first off, hey, Lily looks terrible in everything she wears. She is the epitome of, and she's like so many women. She just has she's got a cute face, but she is
terrible.
I asked her on Twitter why she felt it was okay to say the word nigga, and she not black, and she apologized to me she was like,
oh, she did?
Yeah, I asked her last night because Mike was catching up last night, so I tweeted her like, Lily, in Cabo, what made you feel like it was okay for you to say the word nigga? And she was like, I'm from the hood, and it's just a word that's always been used in the hood, period. She was like, but I understand that, black people found it offensive, and for that, and she was like, I apologize. So she ain't even doubled down in the shit.
That's because she wasn't drunk. If you would have caught her on the drunk night, she would have told you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but she ain't.
That's a great segue, Mike. That's a great segue. Cause
she didn't double down on the shit or nothing. She was like, she understands now that outside of where she grew up, black people find that offensive. And so I was like, okay. And I left it alone after that.
It's hard for me to, I can't even really say nothing about that. I'm from the Bronx, and mad Puerto Ricans say nigga in the Bronx. So, I mean, we'd be fighting all day if we had to fight every single one of them, and it's a lot of them. So,
yeah, I was telling Mike last night, like, I'm from the Midwest, and I'm from Cleveland, I'm from Ohio, and a lot of Southerners take space up in Ohio. That's not a common occurrence in Cleveland. Like, and not to be funny, but like how you say in the Bronx, like a lot of like blacks and Puerto Ricans and Hispanics and stuff, like they live together. In Cleveland, blacks and Mexicans still segregate themselves from each other. Mm-hmm. Like black people tend to live on the east side of Cleveland, even in the hoods, and Mexicans tend to live on the west side of Cleveland. Like that's where you will find like projects and like the ghetto for like Mexicans would be on the west side of Cleveland. So we don't really intermingle a lot. So that's why I'm like, that's interesting to me because that's not even a dynamic I'm used to being from Cleveland.
It's just the way New York is built because it's so small, and I'm feeling like Chicago is pretty much the same way.
Yeah,
like it's big, but it's small for like
the infrastructure
because it's all like New York is so expensive that you can only live in certain parts. When you are a minority, you can only live in certain parts.
If you don't have income.
If you don't have that type of income.
Yeah.
So it's like, now don't get me wrong, in the Bronx there are some Spanish hoods, like just some Spanish hoods, but for the most part we all kind of like mixed in together. So when you grow up with these people, it's a little different because you coming from the same place, you coming from the same struggle, you look at these people differently than you would look at them if you just haven't grown up around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I can kind of understand why she feels like it's okay for her to say it, but then I also understand that people who don't get it and don't really tolerate it or don't want people of Hispanic nation saying the word nigga. Personally, just because of where I came from, I never really had too much of a problem with it, but I do understand that it's not a word that other races should use, especially if we like get into an argument or some shit like that, or if it's some hostile.
Yeah.
Some hostility.
So I live tweeted Black Ink Wednesday, and I follow Ryan on Twitter from the show page, and I'm gonna tell you why I follow Ryan. Ryan spills a lot of tea on Wednesdays and deletes it by the time the episode goes off.
Just like a nigga.
The nigga got mad time.
So so in every Wednesday, I start looking at his timeline from the show page, because by Wednesday morning he start, dropping mad shit that he shouldn't drop. So it was asked of Ryan why he hasn't fired anybody from the shop based on how they be acting. And according to Ryan, Big Fish Entertainment, who owns Black Ink, and they cooperate with VH1 and Mona Scott, when they are in production, Big Fish Entertainment pays the lease on 9 Mag, and they own the keys to the shop, and in their contract, it says that nobody can technically be fired from 9 Mag while the show is in production. So even though Kat left and pretended like she was starting her own shop, Kat never really left 9 Mag because she couldn't contractually.
Oh.
She's still a part of 9 Mag via her contract, so she never really was able to
get fired.
Really left 9 Mag, but for the theater, they made it seem like she left and went and opened her own shop and this, that, and the third. So some of that was bullshit, because Ryan said that Kat never really left because of the way their contracts are set up.
Right. They just had to give us some. Yeah, they just had to give her a storyline to give us some theater.
Same thing with like Danielle, when like he fired Danielle, she wasn't really fired, but for the theatrics of it, they pretend. And so that was one thing. He was also saying that this may be his last season doing Black Ink, because he wants control of his shop back now. Which now it makes sense, because we keep saying, why Ryan keep letting these motherfuckers punk him in his shop? Why he didn't come to the shop for a week after Cabo? And Ryan said there was no reason for him to come to the shop. One, because his arm was still in the cast, so he couldn't tattoo. And two, no matter what, the lease was paid on the shop, so the shit wasn't getting closed down because the rent was paid.
Right.
So it wasn't no need for him to be in the shop when he couldn't tattoo.
Right. And then like you just said, like from according to him, like everybody contractually can't nobody be fired anyway. So it's like, well, what the hell is the point?
Yes, and he was saying the shit that him and Rachel was going through was real life, off camera shit. And he was like, I'm not about to sit up in the shop with this bitch that's trying to ruin my relationship off camera.
Right. He was like, I got to save my relationship. Fuck these niggas.
Yeah, and not only that,
Rashid,
it was nothing he could do. Like, Kat could be in the shop.
Hey man, let me just say, I want to just say one thing, and this ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about right now, but Ryan should have been punched the parole out of Van.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things that I think is, well, I tweeted this too. I said, I'm glad you brought that up. I find it really trash how they treat Ryan, considering every major life event people on that show have gone through. Ryan has been present and accounted for them.
Right.
When Van went to jail, Ryan was right there when it was time for his ass to be turned in. He was there when it was time for him to get out. He was taking his daughter school shopping to make sure she had school clothes and shit. We didn't even fucking know Jen existed when Van was in jail.
Right.
Jen wasn't taking the daughter shopping. It was Ryan. It was Ryan and Charmaine. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When Charmaine
was trying to buy her some hoe shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Charmaine was trying to buy her a tube top or some shit. When Charmaine was going through all that financial bullshit and they repoed her car, Ryan took her down to the impound. He was gonna help her get her car back. He was gonna pay for it. The only reason he didn't was because the bank had already sent the car off the auction. So the same shit, when Danielle was going through it with Terrence, she was being the shoulder that Ryan needed to lean on. I also find it really weird. This how I know Cat trash, because how are you fucking behind your best friend? Because Ryan and Danielle fucked around first.
Yeah.
When Terrence and Danielle broke up, Ryan and Danielle was fucking around. Remember they was kissing on the yacht?
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's how I know Cat is truly trash. And then the shit with Don went through with Ashley. Ryan was letting Don sleep on the couch in the shop. When Ford was wanting to do music and shit, Ryan never told Ford, hey, you gotta pick tattooing or you gotta pick music because I need to fill your chair. Like, Ryan has always been there for them, but that don't count with Ford because Ford didn't want Cat ass in the shop either.
No.
Ford was like, let me call Ryan. Let me pull this nigga ear.
Ford the only one that been loyal.
This is Mr.
Yeah.
Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? This bitch
tattooing in your shop.
Hey, what's wrong with y'all?
What you doing?
Hey, I'm still howling when Ryan said, this ain't no home for
Oh,
you.
listen. He said that on some Nino Brown shit.
And now the funniest part of that whole argument was, let's talk about how you was eating my pussy all summer. And Ryan was like, bitch, you too loud.
Why you so loud?
We just kissed.
Yeah.
Now, he wasn't lying. He didn't say where he kissed her at.
Stay woke.
Pussy kiss. Little pussy kiss. Mwah, mwah.
Hey.
Hey, what's wrong with y'all? Hey, hey, that's the treehouse from Treehouse Masters for Angry Orchard on the commercial. My bad, but yeah, so that was wild to me. But yeah, Ryan pretty much said it ain't shit he could do as long as Nine Mag is under contract to do Black Ink. So he pretty much hinted that this is gonna be the last season for Nine Mag. And if
because he won't
other
control
people
this shop,
go open their own shop and throw it on Black Ink Chicago, they could do that. But yeah, he pretty much sick of them motherfuckers.
And I agree with Mike. Like Mike said, like Ford the only one that really has been loyal. Because like when every argument and shit, Ford usually stay out of it. He was just like, you know what, it is. Ford, whenever they have an argument about Ryan's, leadership and him being a tyrant, quote unquote, or whatever, Ford always is like how Madison do when on her and Kyle's videos and Kyle.
When she turned her head.
Yeah, that's pretty much
because Ryan is really not no tyrant. If you ask me, Ryan's not stern enough.
There's another reason behind that too. The nigga can't get into no more arguments because he's too busy arguing with Nikki.
Yeah, that too.
That too. He don't have the
a little bit more calmer. He might be into some more shit.
Well, not even that, but before fuck Cat, Ford know how messy Cat is.
That's
because
true too.
Because Cat tried to do the same shit when Ford got with Nikki.
Yeah.
Start trying to act like he was trying to make her his side chick because he was fucking with Cat and Nikki at the same time. And when Nikki put hands and feet on Cat at that roof party, she was like, bitch, I was not fucking with him when you was fucking with him. And then she felt stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
so basically the same situation.
Ford don't really give a fuck about what Cat be doing.
That's what I feel like it is, because in the summertime he wasn't with his baby moms then.
No, he wasn't with Rachel in the summertime. Him and Rachel just recently got back together. And what's so wild about social media, and people don't even realize they do it, but if you go look at Ryan's Instagram, you could tell the exact date when him and Rachel got back together. Yeah. Because he started posting pictures of them together again and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So the shit was not over the summer, and him and Kat fucked all summer. And like I still don't understand why he owes the shop any explanation about fucking Cat. Like, fucking anybody.
Because everybody fuck Cat.
Yeah.
Be being real.
Literally fuck Cat.
Right. Which I know that shit was musty as hell, but that's neither here nor there.
That's bad to be one funky ass room.
It smell like gums and flatbacks.
Candace. That's enough.
It smell like chitlins and mofongo in there.
Mike.
Did you just say mofongo?
What the hell?
Hey, you gotta be a terrible motherfucker to use mofongo in a sentence like that. Hey man, get away from me. But yeah.
The hell is wrong with you?
Mofongo.
Like, who thinks of some shit like that? Hey, you gotta be a terrible motherfucker.
Nigga terrible, but always talk about me. But I'm not up here talking about shit. Somebody's sex smell like mofongo.
It be your own spouse.
It smell like wild musk. smell like Cancun nights.
Smell like White Diamond and Cool Mile.
Smell like Marlboros.
Marlboro Black. That special
like,
pant, that shit.
That's just like a long night of drinking E&J.
All right.
Hey, first of all, we're not gonna slander E&J while I'm up here. That's one
you
thing.
You can get out because I'm still slandering.
That's one thing you're not gonna do.
I'm still slandering E&J.
That's one thing.
Mike, I want you to make better decisions.
Nah, we not slandering E&J.
Yeah. Hey, that shit was crazy to me.
I'm from the projects when I couldn't afford liquor. That was the best shit ever.
So you just drank New York sewer water because it's the same shit.
you must ain't never seen New York sewer water.
I've
it
seen.
Is most certainly it is most certainly not the same shit.
Hey, for real though, like one of my homeboys, he in the Navy now. That nigga. Like when we were growing up, like when we got old enough to drink and shit, that's E&J all that nigga swore by. He wondered why his damn insides fucked up now.
When I went in the liquor store and saw E&J XO, I was like, you motherfuckers are terrible people.
First of all, we used to drink E&J so much we named it after the projects. It was just Eden Wall juice.
Now that's some you know that's some hood booger shit right there.
Yeah. Nobody know what the E and the J stand for.
Nigga is a project baby.
What the E and J stand for?
I don't drink the shit, so I really couldn't fucking tell you. And I'm really not even finna fucking sit up here and act like I should try to figure it out. That shit stand for Irk and Jerk.
Niggas either call it Easy Jeezy, Irk and Jerk, or Eden Wall juice. Ain't no other way around that.
I call it no.
Oh, but yeah.
That's what you talk.
We gotta get back on track. I swear I can't stand
it. So what was the what's the
we're talking about how trash Cat is and how she put sauce.
Don and Ashley and Whitney. Don got the worst harem of baby mamas I ever fucking seen in my life. I stand by that. I endorse that. I mean that. You could put it on the ballot. I would vote on that. Don got terrible choice in women. Ashley trash. Whitney trash. Like, goddamn. Like, Whitney really got mad that Don bought himself a vehicle to accommodate all them goddamn babies he got. What the fuck is Don gonna do with a Kia Sorento? Like, what Don gonna do with a Kia Rio? He need a vehicle. That nigga got all Don's kids is infant and toddler age. That shit sounds miserable. To have 3 kids, 1 newborn, and 2 toddlers. Nah.
Nigga just got chaos all up in his life.
Yeah, that shit. Like, and he handled it well, but Ashley thinks she low, talking about don't get the courts involved yet. You don't want that nigga to be on child support and taking money out your pocket.
Right. We see right through you, vitamin water Phaedra.
We see right through you, warthog.
Right. We see that white diamond.
like Crash Bandicoot.
Candace. Candace.
Hmm.
Please.
Hmm. Okay. That might have been a little too far, but fuck her.
Correct. She really is though. She really trash for that shit though.
Yeah.
But we're trash too. Like Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say Whitney trash, but I guess she came around or whatever and brought Kenley over or whatever, and that was cool. This was a heartbreaking episode. I didn't expect how it ended.
Don's sister.
Don spoke on his sister suffering immensely from mental health issues and how she'd been in and out of mental institutions her whole, a good part of her life. And when she was doing good, she was doing great. She graduated college, she had a career, and then she would just have episodes and end up, back in the mental institution. And they called Don on this last episode and told him that they found his sister's body floating in the river and that it was apparent suicide. She pretty much jumped in and drowned or something like that. But
it was really heartbreaking to see Don break down like that.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
That hit me in a deep place because we all know somebody with mental illness to the point where it could always be them. They could just get tired. It could be enough, and they could just give up. And that really, I didn't even know how to respond to that. I think I had a tear in my eye because I just can't imagine, getting a call that my sibling or close friend or parent or family member, somebody, just could not get the help that they truly needed, and they had enough. So we just want to send our heartfelt condolences out to Don. We know that this happened months before it actually aired, but just want to send our condolences to him and his family. I know it probably hasn't gotten any easier in the months following the situation, especially having to see it, play out and get on TV. So I'm pretty sure, it hit him hard when he watched the show Wednesday. So just, keeping his family in our prayers and that kind of stuff. And next episode is gonna be
I am ready.
My loins are tingling.
No, I just want to say
the thought of next week's episode.
I just want to say light skin women is all out of women to women. Like you can't be
no more women to women cards for light skinned women.
Nah, they all out of those cards.
So
no more women to women no more.
So apparently next week's episode, they all gonna go to like another like little retreat or getaway or whatever. And especially after the situation with Don and his sister. So Ryan and Rachel gonna be there. And
there's like a 2-minute clip. Oh, go ahead.
Kat is going to try to have another woman to woman with Rachel, and in the confessional, Rachel looks fed the fuck up with Kat trying to have woman to woman talks with her.
First of all, I think this is the first time we've seen Rachel in a confessional.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So you know shit real when we got Rachel in a goddamn confessional. And like it's a 2-minute clip. If you go on VH1, it's a 2-minute clip preview episode. So like Candace was saying, like Don basically is like, everything that's been going on, and then me losing my sister is like y'all are family and I appreciate y'all. And then he kind of, I get what he was trying to go on, but he kind of did make it awkward. He's like, I know it's been a lot going on with Ryan, Rachel, and Kat, but I want y'all to know that y'all family, and hopefully we can move forward and this and the third. And then Kat get on her damn soapbox again and saying like, I'm part of Nine Mag. It was me, Ryan, Van, and I think 4. She said, yeah, 4, and we're a family, and I belong here. third, and then that's when Queen Rachel got fed the fuck up, and she like, look, ain't no damn we. This Ryan's. It's Ryan's shop. Y'all helped, but Ryan was the one that built this motherfucker. Y'all just helped.
As a matter of fact, I think Ryan talked about it on the first season. His sister gave him the money to start Black Ink, and then she was murdered.
Well,
I mean, not Mag, should I say? So Ryan has a sister who was murdered some years back, and she was the one who told him, you know, pursue your dream, open your tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Which is why he's always, if you notice, except for this season, but the past 2 seasons, at some point in the season, he does something in remembrance of his sister. So, like, I think the first season they did the thing with, like, turning in guns, and then you get a free tattoo if you turn in a gun or some shit or something like that.
Yeah.
So Ryan is always doing something in remembrance of his sister because, according to him, she gave him the money, and then his mom gave him some of his sister's insurance money also for the shop because his sister gave him the money and she got killed before the shop opened, if I'm not mistaken. And then his mom gave him some of the insurance money to finish opening up the shop. So you motherfuckers didn't put a dime in the Black Ink. You put your time, which is valuable.
correct.
But it's other great tattoo artists that could come in and keep the 9Mag brand going if y'all not there.
And that's what Rachel said.
Because Van did a terrible tattoo on Trayvon Martin's father.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wasn't gonna let us get out of here before we talk about that. Because listen, I told y'all what you say, Mike.
So so Trayvon Martin dad came into the shop and brought one of his friends with him, and he got a tattoo of Trayvon's face on the pharaoh head, you know, with the traditional garb with the pharaoh, the pharaoh garb on, and the shit is terrible.
Listen,
it looked like Trayvon, but the shading and stuff is really terrible. It's like he didn't shade in the right places, and it don't really stand out. And Cat tattooed the friend. Ryan wasn't in the shop. Cat tattooed the friend, and that tattoo was really fire. Cat is a really nice tattoo artist, but it's really hard to remember that because she always thinking with her vagina.
And always in some shit.
She always is that her vagina lead her to. Like if Cat would close her legs more to people in the shop and stop trying to mix business with pleasure, she would not be an issue for me. But we used to see Cat tattoo multiple times on the shows up until last season.
Yeah.
Now you see her arguing more and talking about who ate her pussy and who she fucked more than we see her tattooing people.
Are niggas more, like usually horny? Like, is that a thing?
Mike.
What? Mike.
What?
That's enough.
That's it.
So we don't know. So nobody know.
I don't know. I don't recall Rufus being super horny on Kim Possible, but okay. I mean, that's all I got. That's all I know about a naked mole rat.
Okay.
Yeah, but it offended me that Van and Cat was trying to be woke. It low key offended me. It's like
why me about Van, and I tweeted this from the show page. How are you talking about involved Black fathers and you ain't even know your daughter was failing science in gym?
Right, and especially gym. Like how?
Yeah, you didn't even know your daughter was failing science, but you an involved Black father. Nigga, please.
Right. Like, nigga, you can't be woke. I'm sorry. No, hell no. You don't get your goddamn bean burrito built ass the fuck on somewhere.
That nigga is built like a breakfast burrito.
He really is.
Like really I know he filled with rotten eggs and old potatoes. He built a mound of corned beef hash.
He built like a bag of old Waffle House food. Too far? Okay, cool.
You know, yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't lie though.
Not even one bit did you lie. But yeah, that was I'm pretty excited for next week. Rachel is pretty fed up. I'm
Yes.
I'm pretty fed up for Rachel. Like the thing of it is, if I ain't put hands and feet on you when you came to me woman to woman the first time, why do you keep feeling like you could come to me to discuss some shit? Like I'm not even trying to be funny, but everything is covered in that one in that infraction that Ryan was a part of. Like it don't matter if he sucked your toes or your nose. He did it and he didn't have no business doing it. Don't keep trying to come back and tell me new details of the same situation.
Right.
Because if you was really on some hot shit, you would have told me everything the first time instead of that weak ass I told her what she needed to know. Well, if you told her what she needed to know, she don't need you to tell her nothing else.
Right. If you told
Like,
everything you needed to know,
go brush your gums.
brush your gum, nigga. All right.
Pick a cat. Like that shit corny to me. It like if Ryan stuck it in her butt or in her gums, the shit was foul either way. He didn't have no business doing it. So stop trying to paint it like these is new situations popping up, and you still talking about this whole ass lake house, the cabin or whatever. Like
Right.
get a grip, bitch. Like that's how I know Kat is in love with Ryan. And most of this was on some vindictive shit. Cause then it cut to her crying like, "You won't even look me in my eyes, Ryan. We used to be friends, Ryan." And
And the
Ryan
nigga
like,
just walked off.
and Ryan just walked off like, "Man, bye."
Right. Like cat, yeah, cat full of yeah, she full of guns and she full of shit. That's
Full
a
of
bad
ginger.
combination.
But that's how you know it's not as heavy as she was saying it was.
No,
I know Ryan's not telling the complete truth about the whole situation, but she's exaggerating the situation on top of that.
she's exaggerating it because he won't tell everything.
Yeah.
So she found the end to try to paint him like a super villain because he won't just tell even the small details. Like if you ate her pussy at the cabin house in the shower, then you ate her pussy. Just say that because we know y'all didn't fuck because we heard you say if your dick come out, it's staying out. So it wasn't
Right.
no penetration, but it was some sexual contact. It was way more than just a goddamn kiss on the lips.
Yeah.
But on up to that.
Right. And like that's like we've been consistent on that. It's like Ryan is foul. Like that much is established, but Cat also don't have to compound it by adding the shit on. And nigga, you knew like at that cabin, like you knew at that point. Now been consistent. Like Ryan didn't tell Cat that he had got back with Rachel, and that's foul. But at the point where they did the cabin thing, at that point, Kat knew that Ryan was back with Rachel. So you ain't innocent in all this shit. And she trying to paint herself as a Tyler Perry character victim, and that shit just the math ain't mathing.
No, the math not mathing on that. So I mean, yeah, that's I can't wait until next week. The shit is gonna be so.
We might have Curtis back next week for his month.
We gotta get Curtis, or we gotta get Lexi, or we gotta try to get Rod. We gotta do something because this shit here.
This shit right here, nigga.
This shit right here, yeah, this shit gonna be fire. And I'm just tingling at the thought. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be. I'm gonna watch it Wednesday while I eat some risotto. Chilean sea bass. I might have to go find a piece of Chilean sea bass for Wednesday.
Chilean sea bass.
But I think that's all I got for this week. I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
You got any more? We picking up Friday. Nothing happened with marriage boot camp. Oh, Peter said he was molested as a kid, which led to him abusing women as he got older, which I fully believe. That is a narrative for a lot of people. We don't need to expound on it. I'm gonna watch next week. I think next week is they're gonna bring Amina in finally. I mean Tara in, and if they do, we'll have something to talk about. But yeah, we got to the grit of the stuff that we needed to get to the grit to.
Yeah, Escape, Candace still crying, and that's about all we got.
Yeah, Escape on tour. Escape putting out new music without Candy, and I'm not even mad because Candy the weakest link.
Yeah, and it sounds good too.
Yeah, it sounded really good. Them new songs kind of fire. I'm with the shits. And I told Mike, I even told Mike, I said, I want to see what they're going to sound like making new music because I feel like in 20 years, their voices have changed, especially because Candy and Tiny was teenagers when they was in Escape. Mm-hmm. So their bodies and their voices have changed. So that's why to me, they sound kind of awful singing their old music because they're trying to sing how they sung when they was teenagers. Because we could even listen to Beyonce. You listen to Beyonce and Destiny's Child, and you listen to Beyonce now from Lemonade. Her voice doesn't even sound the same anymore.
Right.
So I felt the same way about Escape music. Like I want to hear music from them now in 2017, singing in the keys where they voices and doing the things that their voices could do now. And it did. It sounded really good to me. Yeah.
I agree. But yeah, that's about all I got. I gotta get up out of here and do adult things and shit and pay rent so I can have a roof over my head. But that's about it. That's all I got.
Yeah, we out of here. Thank you for joining us, Mike.
Oh no, I appreciate y'all having me. I ain't had shit to do, so and I wanted to at least do the show one time.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you know Michael's supportive husband.
Huh? You don't know if you gonna invite me back.
What'd I say? Huh? I said that.
That wouldn't sound right.
I was thinking out loud. Oh. Shit.
I'll just come in the room when you fucking recording. You got me fucked up. Hey, shit. Why this chicken ain't cooked? I'm gonna just start yelling out wild shit.
Then I might invite you back again.
Oh, okay.
Get your shit together.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on it.
But that's it for me, man. Y'all have a good week. It's getting close to Christmas. Be good, so Santa drop it off in your drawers. But that's it. Yeah, so we out.
Peace.